talked to you contact last Sunday, but that was a very, very short time because I've been talking to you about Ladakh. Now, this particular mental faculty is actually we call it Regpa. What happens is a subject on what you focus, a mind, whatever you are utilizing to pay attention, and the media, either eye or ear or nose or whatever, or the consciousness. All these three combined together and making the individual experience. Now, for example, if you are touching or something very gentle, soft, and joyful nature, so the subject on which you are touching, medium of the mind, like a physical aspects of the mind that you have yourself, are using that. And all three together, makes you feel good. And that feeling good will bring the sort of like, and rather than dislike, bring a like. That like will bring a little more desire, wanted to have a little more experience, wanted to remain with that condition a little bit longer, and making it so when they say Regpa, or I keep on forgetting that English name for that, contact. The contact makes it feel, and that feeling makes you wanted to hold it, and that makes this particular mind to be able to complete its work, that feeling, either joy and wanted to remain and longer, or that reject separation. And all of them are done by this very particular mental faculty. And why contact? Because all three things connected together get into the contact, and then such a feeling. The feeling itself may be another mental faculty. However, so that makes your body, that makes your mind occupy, engage in that. And that's why this is called contact, and that is how all these three. Not only you are drawing your attention, you are putting yourself on the subject or object, but also analyzing a little bit, good, bad, happy, or sad, or all that, little bit of analyzing and giving you a message, a little more than simply getting in touch. Basically, according to tradition, that very mental faculty was also subdivided by 6 different mental faculty. So faculty related with the eye consciousness, faculty related with the ear consciousness, faculty related with the nose consciousness. These are, if you look, form that you see, and the sound that you will hear, and the smell that you smell, taste that you taste, touch that you touch. Contact itself is according to the senses. Because when you say it's not only touches, but analyze a little bit. When you see a form, you like a form or you dislike, these are done a little bit done by this contact. Or the sound you hear, it is soothing or not soothing. The smell you experience, it is good or bad, or like a taste. So that's why these subdivisions are, although not so much important, but basically this mental faculty of contact does that job. So that's why all the mind must have that with you. Because if the mind doesn't have that, there will be a problem. So the mind doesn't function properly. So that's really what it is. Now I think that should be enough, and the next will be what do we call that? Yila Cheba. Yila Cheba. That is, I always have an English problem here, you know. Attention, okay. Yila Cheba is attention. So the Yila Cheba makes the mind focus. That's really what it is. Makes the mind focus. As I said earlier, there's one mental faculty, we call it mind. And we said that mind mental faculty, known as mind. What does mind do? We say mind will make you focus. And now here we have this attention, which also makes mind to focus. So what is the difference? The earlier mental faculty called mind simply draw attention of your mind, simply just draw, nothing specific. You draw something. This one makes it a little more specific. So if your mind is drawn to a thing that is there, so they simply mind, the mental faculty called mind, will see there is a thing. This particular attention will make there is a thing. The thing is white. There is a thing. The thing is circled round, or it is oval, or whatever shape, color, other sense, and all of those a little more sort of specific, a little more, not completely detailed, but little more than that mental faculty called the mind. And that is the difference. Mind is sort of generally mind drawn. This will draw with the specific reasons and the specific thing. Each one, as I said earlier, each one of those are very tiny little, very subtle difference. When you are simply listening, you don't get it. Very hard to get it. But if you are constantly paying attention, and this will be very detailed study of a mind. Not necessarily study of a mind, but you will know your mind better so that you can control or help or promote or of your own mind. Because by knowing a detail, and even you yourself will be the best judge if you know something about your mind, and if you have a problem, you will be the better person to judge than the other person. Because you are experience, whatever you experience, you have an experience within you. You're feeling it, you're understanding it, you are experiencing difficulties. But if you have to talk to somebody, that somebody has to sit there and observe you and try to make a best intelligence guess of what was really bothering you. Some are great, they can do well. Some are not that so great, they will make a lot of mess. And when they make a mess out of your own mind, you know how expensive it is. Not in terms of money, but in terms of your life, in terms of your soul. So it is very important to be able to help yourself. And particularly if you are interested in the spiritual field, and then it's even more important to be able to help yourself a little bit. Because if you don't, somebody else, it's very easy to mess up with you. Many times, the mad person is not really a mad. The person who's dealing with mad is mad. So honestly, so you don't want yourself to be subject for that. So I like to say a little bit, read continuously here. All these 5 mental faculties are called, always accompany the mind, right? It's called omnipresence, yes. Omnipresence, it has to be there all the time. If not, let's say if there is no feeling, let's say the first thing, feeling, right? When there is no feeling, what happened? You will have no experience of anything. So your experience are completely deprived because that mental faculty of a feeling is not there. And number 2 mental faculty, which is what we call it, dushi, I don't know now the English again.
Discrimination.
or that's a discrimination. If the discrimination mental faculty is not there, you can't discriminate. You cannot make a distinction. So distinction is not there. So that's why if the mind is properly function, then you have to have all this, as well as the third mental faculty here called mind. If mind is not there, you will pay no attention. You draw no attention. You notice nothing. Forget about the detail, but even just simply noticing. Sometimes we notice some people, when they have a little difficulty in mind, they don't see you. Not only they don't see you, but they don't see many things just to go. It also happens with absent mind professors too. So I don't mean the professors are crazy, but when there's a lacking of that, they don't notice anything. So that's, and then of course the fourth one. I think the fifth one comes first, and that is Yila Cheba, which is intention. When the intention is not there, and then you don't see any specific. You don't notice it's white. You don't notice it's yellow. You might have noticed something because the mental faculty of mind functioned, but the mental faculty of intention did not function, and therefore you don't see it is white or it is round, or you don't see, you saw something, but you didn't see that. And then if the contact is not there, then you have no basis at all, no basis. So that's why these 5 particular mental faculties are so important to have a mind function. So it's always, if a mind functioning, they have to have a presence of all this, alert and present. If the present means it's alert, it has to be there. If not, then I told you the problems, and that's why it's called omnipresence. Omnipresence. So if you're observing yourself, you just have to go through with these 5 little mental faculties and to see whether your intention is intact, whether your contact is intact, whether you are the mental faculty of a mind is intact. Each one of them making sure it is intact. When it is intact, that means your mind is functioning reasonably good. The next 5 mental faculties will be object-sustaining mental faculty. This is simply noticing, drawing attention, and the mind making it a function. So the next 5 will make you sustain. It is a little more refined and refined touch, little more refined the attention. So there are 5 of them, so which I will be talking to you. And I just simply say, have a very good weekend. and enjoy yourself, and don't let yourself suffer, and don't torture yourself. Thank you.